Wildfires continue to have a significant impact on Colorado's landscape, creating challenges for communities, wildlife, and our ecosystem. The National Forest Foundation says 4 of the 5 worst wildfires in Colorado history occurred in just the last 4 years. 9 News reporter Brianna Clark joins us live from the Arapahoe-Roosevelt National Forest and Pawnee grassland. Brianna, pre- and post-fire work is becoming more critical now than ever before.
Exactly, which is why the NFF is working on a $50 million project with the National Forest Service with post-fire recovery. Now, there's a lot of moving parts to this, but we've got an expert here to help break it down. This is Joe Lavarini with the National Forest Foundation. Tell us a little bit about this $50 million project.
Yeah, thanks, Brianna. We're here on the Arapahoe and Roosevelt National Forest, not too far from the Cameron Peak and East Troublesome burn scars. That was in 2020. Much of Colorado will remember that year for what were 2 of the most destructive fires in Colorado's history. And since that time, we've been working with the U.S. Forest Service, community partners, and the general public to restore the landscape. Fire is a natural part of the environment and of the landscape, but we are sinking a lot of resources into the post-fire recovery effort. A big focus there is around water, water quality, water supply. Denver's drinking water comes from the Arapahoe and Roosevelt National Forest, so we're doing a lot of work to minimize erosion and restore natural processes to these burn scars.
Is it difficult addressing the wildfire crisis here in Colorado?
It is. We are, in the midst of a mega fire era, and we need to get comfortable with fire. Fire is a natural part of the ecosystem. There's good fire and there's bad fire. And so we are working with the U.S. Forest Service, with community partners, with tribes, and with others to really address this crisis head on. We're using the best available science and sinking a lot of resources, federal resources, hundreds of millions of dollars into the landscape, doing fuels mitigation work, forest thinning to try and minimize the potential for yet another catastrophic wildfire.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. A lot you guys are working on right now. Again, we mentioned the quality of water. Did you guys know that 2/3 of America's drinking water actually comes from national forests? We'll be talking about that later this morning. Coming up in an hour, we're going to talk about how the popularity of 14ers is impacting Mother Nature and what you guys can do to help. Reporting live, Brianna Clark, 9 News.
All right, Brianna, thank you.
Right now,